Unit 11. 31. My friend had been promoted and transferred to another branch of the Calgary bank where she worked. She decided to organize a Christmas party and invited all of her new coworkers. She told everyone about the party and asked those who would come alone to raise one hand and those who would bring someone with them to raise two. While this was going on, suddenly the police showed up. Everyone was surprised and wondered what happened. It turned out that a pedestrian walking by had seen the bank staff with their hands above their heads. Thinking a robbery was in progress, she had dialed 911. 32. We find ourselves changing our beliefs without any resistance or heavy emotion. But if we are told we are wrong, we resent the accusation and stubbornly hold on to them. Some of our beliefs have been formed in very thoughtless ways, but then we are filled with passion for them when someone tries to find fault with them. It is obviously not that the ideas themselves are invaluable to us, but that our self-esteem is threatened. So, how do we convince people to side with us without hurting their pride? The answer is not to accuse them even if we know their logic is faulty. Gently offer them possible alternatives, and they may even change their minds all on their own. 33. Once upon a time, there lived a king who had a very odd advisor. The advisor always said, "This is a good thing," no matter what happened. One day, they went hunting. While hunting, the king misfired and accidentally shot his left thumb. The advisor looked at the king's hand and said, "Your Highness, this is a good thing." The king was shocked that this was all his advisor could say after such a tragedy. The king immediately had him imprisoned. Many years later, the king was on a hunting trip and got lost in the forest. Unfortunately, some cannibals captured him. They put him near the fire to cook him. At that moment, one cannibal noticed that one of the king's fingers was missing. The cannibal cried, "He doesn't have a finger. His body is not complete. We cannot eat a disabled man." So the cannibals released him. Upon returning from the hunting trip, the king visited his jailed advisor. "I owe you an apology," the king said. "I should not have imprisoned you all these years." After hearing the whole story from the king, the advisor smiled and said, "It's a good thing that you imprisoned me after all." "What do you mean?" the king asked. The advisor replied, "If I had not been in jail, then I would have been with you on your trip, and my body is complete."